say. You and your other workers are the most important people at that company. I mean, hell, the way I think about it, maybe you don't get a union at all and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. What's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
Polite about
it's just
it.
not the polite way to have sex.
That's just really one way to have sex that's polite, and it's to say, ma'am, or sir, or non-binary person, would you like to enjoy some making love with me? And then if they answer yes, then you mount that person and you move back and forth politely, and then you kind of finish it up and you say, that was great, and then you never mention it again. That's the right way to have sex, okay?
And folks, and that's why we don't do any sort of sex advice or sex stuff on this show, because there's none to be given.
I am wise!
I want you to write the polite sex book, like the proper polite method.
I just said it.
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My Twitter's not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try.
I summon thee, ghost, into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now.
Hey, Street Fighters, how you doing? It's Wednesday night, basement show time. We're doing a remote session this week. If you're watching on the live stream, thanks for being here. You can watch us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. We record every Wednesday night and every Sunday night. I'm also going to start doing some video game live streaming called Drunk Driving. That'll be happening on Twitch. I think I'll be doing it after this show because I'm raring to go. And I hope your night is going well. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're celebrating some wins for Main Street versus Wall Street. And as always, we're here to continue to be the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. This is our 10th year doing it. It's a big one. And we only do it because of all the support from listeners like you. So let's go. Let's do this thing. Happy to have you here. My name is Brett. My co-host is Brian. You can find us on patreon.com/streetfightradio. That's the best way to say thank you. We love what you do, and we want you to keep doing it. Patreon.com/streetfightradio. That's the best one, really. Store.streetfightradio.com as well. It has digital downloads for all the premium series and merch you can buy. I just made a $400 donation to Prison Health News today because of the Learn Worm t-shirt All Connected fundraiser. And the very cool Scott S sent me a direct message on Twitter to say that they matched our donation. So actually $800 went to Prison Health News today instead because of Scott. So thank you for doing that. It was awesome.
Thanks, Scott. It's so weird looking at my face while I'm doing Street Fight in my pajamas. Very weird. Very weird.
You wear a hoodie to bed?
No, I take my shirt off, but yes, I am wearing a hoodie. But my pajamas are my bottom.
Oh, secret bottoms. You've got secret bottoms on.
They're just sweatpants.
It's a secret.
They're what I sleep in.
They're not durable.
And I'm wearing slippers. I'm wearing my slippers and my pants. I have my sad lamp on to light the room up and make me feel like, a real a hard worker. I'm working on my depression.
So you just have the sad lamp on all the time now?
No. This is the first time I've used it.
Oh.
This is the debut.
This is the debut.
It's my inaugural sad lamp.
Well,
which
pop that shirt
just
off.
got in the mail today.
Pop that shirt off. You want to let it soak into the nipples deeply. You want to get it into armpits. You want to open up your chest wide, spread eagle, and just really soak it.
I took vitamin D today too. I went and got some vitamin D gummies. I'm trying. I'm gonna officially say I'm trying now.
Yeah, try. What about changing? You gotta focus on making it a better day each day, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying.
Yeah,
with the vitamins and all the medicines and
yeah, you gotta. Yeah, go ahead.
This lamp I have looks like an iPad.
Yeah.
It's a nice little $45 sad lamp that I bought because somebody said that it would help me. Or I think I got told this week it's pseudoscience, which felt like a bummer because I'm like, now I've fallen for pseudoscience. But you know what? What if it works? Is the way I'm thinking about it.
If pseudoscience works, it's real science.
Yeah, those stupid idiots didn't think they were going to actually do a revolution, and they ended up storming into the Capitol. What if this works? You got to try everything.
Yeah, I don't think it's pseudoscience at all. My doctor told me about it.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, that's good then.
It's also, people think that it shoots vitamin D into you, and that's not what it does. It helps your body convert vitamin D more efficiently.
Yeah. And since I don't eat vitamin D because I don't know what it's in, I get most of it from the sun. The thing that's been going on actually is that it's so weird. I'm podcasting with you, so I want to put my arm on the mic stand, but I don't have a mic stand here, so I'm just kind of sitting with my arm up like it's in a cast.
We need to get you like a bar or something you can lean on and do the podcast.
I know. I feel like I feel weird doing it. I don't know why, but doing Street Fight from home feels really weird, and doing I do everything else from here, But anyway, I don't remember what I was saying there. It's been a day, Brett. We're recording remotely because we have a COVID scare happening currently.
Are you? Yeah. What I was gonna, I hate to be a bummer, but are you changing anything? What kind of internal techniques do you have though to fight your depression besides a magic trick from the outside?
A lamp and some vitamin D and therapy. And watching TV shows, I guess. I'm just trying to do things that make me happy,
Sure.
I've been tired as shit. You know what I mean? That's been the thing is the depression has been physically demanding for me this year. And the sun hasn't been out in Columbus since I think April or August or something like that. It does feel like every day has just been not nice, and it's not looking to be getting nice anytime soon. So it's when you make so much of your time outside, I spend so much time outside, and it seems like you're fighting the weather. Yeah, it just is bad. But the funny thing is I feel like garbage. Last year I said this, and it dawns on me that it was last winter that I said this because I don't say this during the summer, but every morning I wake up, I sit up and I go, I fucking hate waking up. And then I get moving for the day. And I've noticed that's creeped back in.
Yeah. It's the worst way to start your day.
Yeah. In the past month or so, that has creeped back in. This just it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it's ugh, I fucking hate this shit. And then, you get up and you move and you're just tired. It feels extra tiring. The depression, my seasonal affective disorder is bad. I think it's weird because I've always lived in a place with winter. I've never lived anywhere that didn't have winter.
Yeah. My corny fix for that is to say thank you when you wake up in the morning and say thank you before you go to bed. Just say it inside of your head. Your first thought that you think is thank you that I woke up. Because I think dying is a scary thought that everybody's absolutely terrified of. So I say thank you that I woke up is like that's how I actually feel about it. I don't actually want to be dead, you know.
But I mean, like, the thing is, like, if you gotta die, which we all do, like, having it happen in your sleep is like the preferable way for it to happen.
That's not what I'm.
You know what I mean?
Of course, agreed. That's the way to go. But when you wake up, you can't wake up dead. So when you wake up, if you wake up, the first thing you should say is just thank you. Just say it immediately before anything else can. It's like meditate. I mean, the meditation stuff works too. If you can get in there before your brain gets on into its regular cycle and starts running its regular fucking bad programs, like, you have to get in there and just clean house and don't let anything take root. That's why That's why I liked working out as soon as I woke up. But I mean, I have a similar situation. I noticed in 2018, that's when I went to therapy, and that's when I was like, the winters are terrible for me. The winters, honestly, are the worst times of my life. So I have such terrible memories. Like, I've had bad fights, like all of this stuff. But then that's when I developed like a regular routine, a workout thing to stay active and not relying on good weather, because I used to be like, I'll just run outside, and it's like, I don't want to run outside when it's 17. Like, it's fun once, but to rely on it like every day is not feasible, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the cold. I think I'm like, you know, something about me is that I'm like fairly used to being in the cold for 8 to 10 hours a day. You know, I mean, it's not that, well, I do that now. Like, I'm just used to the elements. I used to have to be in it all the time. I worked outside, and like, it just doesn't feel like it bothers me anymore. Like, if it's 17 degrees, it like, I don't care. It's uncomfortable. And I hate how you get, what's that? You get ice in your beard. So you look like Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger from that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should feel powerful, like you should feel like you're conquering shit. Like, I think that's why like John Wayne is a smug asshole, is because he's able to deal with a little bit of snow on his beard. You know?
Oh, he didn't hang out outside when it was cold.
Sure,
that motherfucker, he did not. You know, yeah. I mean, it's like working on roofs and climbing poles when it's cold outside. It just like prepared me to just be like, you know, because you got to do weird things with your brain when that's your job, you know, to look at a utility pole and say, in the middle of nowhere, basically in the country, when I was working in the country, when it's 8 degrees outside, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go climb that thing and get up just a little higher so the wind can hit me even harder. And I can't wear gloves because you can't wear gloves and be a cable guy. It doesn't fucking work. It's impossible. I know people are going to be like, well, why don't you get these kind of gloves? And why don't you get these kind of gloves? And I'm going to tell you that I've had every kind of gloves that you could ever have when I was a cable guy. Not a cable guy anymore, so it doesn't even, the advice doesn't even help. But I mean, there isn't a kind. Fingerless, maybe, but, you know, that's about it. They just, because you have to be able to get your hand in tight places. You can't do that. They haven't invented those gloves yet. Mm-hmm. Tight place gloves. Invent them.
Tight place gloves.
Warm. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of fucking microfiber technology that they can put in a pair of gloves that like actually keeps you warm, and you can also like, it's just like having, you know, it doesn't hang off.
Maybe latex gloves?
Yeah, but then those don't keep you warm, though.
They block the wind.
You know? We need some hot hands. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna get. If I go back to the cable company, I'm just gonna invent hot hands gloves, like gloves that are lined with the hot hand shit. You know, and when you shake them, it just gets warm, and then you can work real quick.
Yeah, they got this. They got gloves with heat pouches in them.
Yeah, no, I know. I recently saw an article about how people are, because you have to hang out outside now to be around your friends and shit, and people are like, you know, they still just want to see their people, but they're trying to be safe. I heard that there is like a real boom in the heated clothes market.
Oh yeah, people do not want to. They do not want to be slightly uncomfortable. Somebody with a deck does not use it whenever it snows, and now all of a sudden they have to sit there. And they're gonna have D battery powered socks to make it through.
I mean, I would buy those. I should own them. I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know that there were shirts with heating elements.
Oh,
in them.
yeah. For a long time. The socks have been around forever. My dad had ones with the D battery on this, like the C battery pouch on the side.
That sounds horrible, though. That doesn't sound comfortable.
You're like walking on a hot wire, basically.
Yeah, my feet, I think, are okay. You can usually wear wool socks. I mean, the thing about it, the thing that you can't do, and this is another outside guy thing, is that like once you get the stuff to make sure you're not cold, you start sweating, and then that becomes the problem.
Sure.
And that's like, it's just, there isn't.
I like sweating.
You know what? Being alive is just fucking hard.
You can't escape that. Yeah.
You know,
every day it's suffering.
Everything about it. There's no temperature that works. You know, I don't know if there's a temperature outside that I like. I'm
at a thermostat war with my wife right now.
What you got? What are your numbers here?
She keeps jacking it up. She's putting it over 70, which is outrageous. In the middle of Ohio in January, you can't expect it to be 70 here. That costs too much money.
Not in a house that size. Brett's got a big house for people. Not like a mansion, but I mean big.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Area wise, there's a lot of air in that house too.
Surprisingly though, my bill is during the summer it's less than what it was at the apartment.
That's because you're a fucking psycho and you keep it 95 degrees in your house. You got the hottest house I ever been in. I don't know how you sleep.
Well, I'm just saying that the other place was like half the size, and for some reason the bill was bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone over to your house. You got all the windows shut when it's like 85 outside. You're just like, what? You got to, what's the big deal? I don't see any problems.
We have a door open, maybe.
What do you want it at?
Oh, 65.
65. Okay. Yeah. So in my house, I run the thermostat.
Yeah, I didn't do that. We have a equal control over it. But now we're stuck in a back and forth. And she's not she doesn't even wear socks, which is ridiculous, you know? Gotta have socks.
Yeah, come on. You gotta do that thing, dude, where you're like, we're gonna divide up some of the territory in this house.
It's sitcom time.
It is. I know that sounds that way, but I don't clean the bathroom ever. Never. I haven't cleaned the bathroom in fucking 20 years.
Who does? So, because Katie does it?
Katie.
Okay.
Katie cleans the bathroom.
Sure.
I don't take out the trash.
Wait, why not?
I don't want to, because I don't want to, but I'll do the fucking dishes. I do the laundry. I don't vacuum because I hate the noise of the vacuum cleaner. Like, it's the worst noise. I wish they could make a silent vacuum
easy excuse.
Cleaner. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, though.
You use easy excuses?
No, it's just a preference thing. We got preferences.
Yeah, I would prefer not to clean. I would prefer not to do most of the dirty work if I'm talking about preferences. I hate the word preferences because I have had all kind of kids try to use that against me now. And you don't get to have a preference on that stuff. You have to do it. Those are chores. Chores for every damn body.
I make the bed every single day. I make the bed wonderfully too. You know, that's how it works. It's like me and Katie have just always had a kind of way of doing things where we divide up territory. And the reason, and one of the things is the thermostat is for me.
That's not a chore. It doesn't require. What is that? What's the speciality in that?
It's just my territory.
You're just demanding that everybody live at your temperature, and you're not compromising.
That's exactly it.
That's unfair.
I hear that. It's turf. That's my turf. You know, Katie has turfs too.
She lives in the same house, though. She should be able to set her thermostat how she wants it too.
Yeah, I mean it's 68. Sometimes.
Is that your number?
No, my number's 60. I would keep it 60 in here all the time. Like we sleep with it at 60.
Yeah, same.
And then Katie doesn't move it. Katie has to go downstairs and work at 60 degrees and doesn't turn it up until I get out of bed at 1 p.m.
Well, that's good. That sounds great to me.
It's nice. It's nice. My bill isn't very high during the winter. It's very high during the summer because I also like to have it 68 in the summer.
Yeah, that's not good.
$65.
That's
you know?
expensive.
Yeah, it does. It gets fucking pricey, dude. I'll tell you that right now. That electric company will come for you. But yeah, that, like, the thermostat's just my turf, you know. She gets to make all these other decisions, you know. I don't like have any say over like where things go in the house.
Ah, okay. That's
know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
Any
I don't
say.
either. Yep.
Yeah. Like, there's just not, I don't get to be like, hey, you know, I think the couch would probably be more comfortable if it wasn't against the outside wall. And then like, but she's like, but this is where the couch is now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
this is where the
can't
TV
argue with that.
is. Yeah. Yeah. The record player is going to be here now. It's, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
There's a
Well,
chair.
as long as it's 60 in here, I'm good. As long as it's 60, you can put it wherever you want. That's my territory.
There's a chair in this house that I loved, that I liked, not loved, but I thought it was good. It was like an IKEA chair. It like had a pad on it that you kind of sat down. It was a nice little chair, right? And they took it out of the room on Christmas for the tree that wasn't where the chair was, by the way. The tree wasn't even where the chair was. They just took the chair out of the room.
Okay.
And I said, I waited. I was nice. I didn't ask anything. And then when Christmas was over, I was like, where's the chair that I like to sit in sometimes? And they were like, we're not going to have that chair anymore. And it was just like, God damn, I want the chair back.
Oh, no.
But that's the way it works, though. That's territories. That's turf. The thermostat is my turf. The chairs are her turf. It's great. It's worked for 21 years.
You're right. Something to aspire to.
I know.
I'll keep my mouth shut. I haven't even hit 10.
It's not a sitcom thing. It really isn't. Because like if she said I'm gonna leave you about this thermostat thing, I would, change my ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, okay, let's figure this out. Make this as comfortable as possible. But I think the other thing that people don't know is that like the vent in my room is like a main vent, something or other like that, and you can't cover it. So like and it just blasts you. And like, so if I'm in my bedroom and the heat kicks on, my bedroom suddenly turns 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets super hot, and that's not fair for me. I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, that's turfs.
All right.
Turfs.
Turfs.
The Brian Quinby method. So the reason we're recording remotely is COVID. I don't have it currently.
As far as you know.
Yes, as far as I know, and there's been a test administered, and we're negative currently. I'll just explain how it happened. My my sister, her daughter got COVID because,
Teenagers.
I said this a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago on the show. Having a teenager at this time is not easy. You know what I mean? Because all of society is kind of geared toward telling them that this is the best time of their life, right? Like,
yeah,
you hear that all the time when you're a teenager. Hey, these are the best days of your life. Really soak them up and really enjoy them. And then now we have to say, it's very hard to say don't actually do that.
Sure.
Don't soak them up. Don't enjoy them. Just stay in.
You're not going to get to do them.
No.
Do them on Zoom. Cheat on each other on Zoom and get in a fight about it.
Right. And I mean, I don't know if you agree with this, and maybe it's because of our job or something, but I don't think that high school was the best days of my life at all.
No.
I don't feel that way, But I mean, it is easy I think a lot of the people that say high school are the best days of your life are people who are like working in a crappy job, and having to bring home all the money, and like it's their responsibility to do these things. And I think that might be because I think even when I was at the cable company, used to sit in my van and cry because I thought that my best days were behind me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I would listen to the song No Surprises by Radiohead, and I would cry in my cable van thinking that it's over. I lived the best years of my life, and that was it, you know, and that was what I got out of it. And I remember when I was 18, I was working at Kroger. I was talking to this cashier, and she was really nice. She was a little older, and I was 18, and I was like, you know, well, it's all over for me. You know, I'm 18 now. I'm an adult. And she was like, you are crazy. You think you've lived the best time of your life now? Wait till you're in your 20s, man. You get to party and do all this stuff. It's like, it's true. It's like if you gain the wisdom and you gain wisdom points and freedom points as you get older, and things can potentially be better. But like, you know, I just remember hearing like, if you don't go to the fucking prom, then you're going to regret it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you don't do this with school, if you don't savor these moments, you're going to regret it. So
I think that's also,
niece,
yeah. That's also TV. You're right. It's mostly TV that does that. I think that, yeah. It really just plays this as some of the most magical times ever when they really are, you know, whatever. And they're good memory. I mean, it's not awful, but you know,
no.
I preferred being in charge of my life instead of having other people tell me what to do.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you even speak fondly about like when you got a job. I mean, like the little amounts of freedom that you get as you get older are the parts that are the best things. You know, you get your job in high school and you're making a little bit of money independently from your crazy parents. You don't have to go begging them for money anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little bonus. But
I think it's all gone up. I mean, honestly, it's all gone up. I mean, my 20s, I was very stupid and did regretful things because I was very new at this. But by 30, I felt confident enough to know what I could and couldn't do, who I was, who, you know, where to spend my time and stuff like that. So I still think it's on the up. But, yeah.
Yeah, and
kids will never understand that because, like, I also got to, like, kiss a girl in a pretty dress in the moonlight, you know, when like the sun was when the rain was coming down after a fucking prom or something, or after a dance. Like I got to go do football games every single weekend and you know, run around and cause trouble and do all that stuff. So it's like it's hard. You can't really tell them like, you know, oh no, it doesn't really matter, honey. Like those memories really weren't that important to me.
I will say though, in my niece's respect, who just really just not being safe, and
she's
at times, I think it has to do with, you know, just not thinking it can happen to you.
Yeah,
and I think even almost being careful. You think you're being careful, but you're not. I mean, I had been watching from afar. But I think the thing that's really gotten me, like, bummed about this thing is that, you know, my daughter sits next to her in school. Like, sits 3 feet away from her in school. They're wearing masks. And, you know, I've been seeing recently that the schools have been relatively safe. But to tell you the truth, I don't know how I feel. I don't know that I feel the school has been safe because I still haven't received an email informing me that a student that sits 3 feet away from my daughter has tested positive for COVID-19.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I haven't gotten anything. Nobody's informed me of this at all. And I'm not blaming teachers or anything like that. It's the superintendent, but it's what we talked about on the Sunday show about, you know, them forcing the kids back to school and acting like it's not a fucking big deal. It's like, if I thought they were handling it right, I wouldn't be so fucking worried about my kid going back to school. But now I'm watching it I'm watching it happen in real time, and we are not getting the information.
Yeah, right. And there should be, and you're right. And there should be protocols in place where they should be able to click her name on the roster and have emails sent out to everybody that's in her fucking class.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially if, like I said, if you're within the distance, within 3 feet of them, I mean, we have a right to know this. I know that they're wearing masks, and I know that they have to wear masks, but to me it feels like I don't know. And as soon as I heard she tested positive, like my heart sank. I was just like, not only worried about her, but what happened was her birthday was like a couple of days ago. And like Gwen did not do this, but they went out to dinner for her birthday. And, they were taking pictures, and it was a bunch of people. And I guess they assumed, they were acting like it was a bubble, but it's impossible to have a bubble with the amount of people that were there. You know what I mean?
5 households. Yeah,
because everybody has a bubble. That's the fucking thing. When it comes to teenagers, it's like, yeah, you have a bubble, but that kid's dad has a bubble too. And then, that kid's dad's friend has a bubble too.
No, everybody's like, oh, I've only been in my bubble. I can totally go. I've only been in my bubble. And then all of a sudden you have a dozen bubbles getting together.
Yes. And it's just like, I would have liked to have known, I guess. So I took Gwen to a rapid testing place today, and she tested negative.
Okay.
So,
at the old, you said at the old pizza place?
Yes, is that
Bono Pizza?
Cucinova.
Oh, Cucinova?
Pizza Cucinova. Yeah, it closed, and we were like, God damn it! Now we can't get that wonderful fast-fired pizza. But you know what? They got something better that's faster, and that's COVID
test. Holy moly!
For $145, you could walk in and get your get your results in 15 minutes.
All right.
So I went and did that, and it made me feel a little bit better. I just thought, I would record remotely until at least, like, I just want to see if symptoms show up. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, I can be reasonably sure that it hasn't gotten in my house, but like my daughter dropped a birthday card off to her for her birthday outside. They were outside, and she just handed it to her, and it's just like,
no, I'm fine with it.
What I want to do is bring it to your house. You know what I mean? Like, then it's like, fuck, what am I doing here?
I'm absolutely coolio with it. Like, I don't mind being cautious. I am staying low, and this kind of stuff is fine with me. We can record remotely. It is what it is. Just keep it pushing. But
I just want to say that it's scary. I just want to say how, like, I was really
mad.
Scared.
I was mad instantly. I started sending you, like, cuss words, just, like, so mad immediately. But not at them specifically. I would have definitely got it if I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I would have got it.
Yeah, I mean, I also took you getting mad was like the way that you found out was like a series of texts from me. The last one being, I'm nervous. And it's like, I thought you were just being like, oh, God damn it. Now they got Brian flipping out. You know what I mean? Brian's fucking flipping out again, flips out all the fucking time, and now they've given him a reason that is valid to flip out.
Yeah,
but,
I did wondering what you were doing. I was like,
I feel good now. I don't have any. Here's the thing, like, I don't have any symptoms of anything, but my legs have been sore from a walk I took on Sunday in a pair in the ice in a pair of Air Force Ones. And I was like, using different muscles to hold myself up that I usually don't engage. So my legs had been kind of sore for a few days. They've been better today.
Okay.
And like I said, I've had this depression, this tough time getting up. So you can really convince yourself that you have COVID, even if you don't have a lot of contact. We didn't have contact with her.
Sure.
But my brain started giving me COVID immediately,
Right. Yeah.
We didn't have
you've got a special little brain there, though.
I do. So what I wanted to ask you about here is what's with the stocks? You know what's going on with that? I don't get it.
Oh, no.
I've been reading about it, and I do have an article. I have the New York Times article about it up on my screen. But I'm just wondering, like, if you've been watching the stocks, because this is my nightmare, right? I never thought we'd have to talk stocks on this show. Right?
Yeah, I want to say before we start, I don't care to know about stocks. People were asking if I was like making money off of it, and it's like I'm secretly not into stocks, or like I'm not secretly investing my money at all. I'm trying to spend it while I'm here. I think if I leave $1 after I die, I wasted, some money.
Me too. I want him to throw my last penny in the casket.
Yeah, I'll take that with me, please. Cash my bank account out and bury me with it. I have paid attention. I was paying attention to it. A good friend of mine texted me early in the morning, said that they got in for $1,000, and they texted me later that night, and they had like $1,400 now. They had made like $400 in one day or something.
What?
Yeah.
I did start. You don't know how many times I started to type Robinhood.com.
Right. Acorn or Ameritrade. Yeah, I don't. Erica was like, you need to get into that, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, because I'm not passionate about it, so there's no reason to pay attention to it if I'm not into it. But I do have to say, my dad eventually, in his like, when we were in his like 50s. He started getting into it and started making a decent amount of money. He was able to study at like horse racing and slot machines, which he's very good at. And he started getting lots of money out of it. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing. It was very early online trading stuff, but I think he's doing all right with that. So maybe someday I will play that slot machine. But I did not play this one. And I still don't understand. I still don't have a good grasp on this because the whole concept is based off of somebody borrowing like a $10 stock from you and then waiting until it gets to $5 and then giving you all your stocks back when they're worth $5, which I don't understand why you would let people borrow those. I guess it's all based on you make a fee on the transaction or you charge them to borrow your stocks is how it works.
Yeah. Like what the Robinhood day trading shit is?
No, that's regular old stock shorting. This is how we got into this problem. Is basically a bunch of hedge fund managers, they borrowed stocks at $10 so that they could sell them, get the money, and then buy back the same amount of stocks when they were $4 and give them back to the people that they had borrowed the stocks from. And what they did is they bought enough stocks that was worth, it was 30% more than what was available. They overextended GameStop because they were betting on GameStop bankrupting. And so this is when the Reddit people stepped in, and because of the way the contract works, these people have to buy, they borrow a stock for 90 days. They buy it at 10. They think it's going to be worth 4 in 90 days. They're required to buy it back no matter how much it's worth. Now it's worth $400 and they have to buy them back. And one place lost $2.3 billion or something. They got bailed out and they lost it again. So that's as much as I can make sense of it. I don't understand where the profit margin is, like I said, from taking something that's worth $10 and borrowing it. I guess you're playing a long game, is what it is, but I don't understand it completely, but that's what I know.
They're also doing BlackBerry and AMC, and funny, just hearing some of these names, Nokia. Hearing the name Nokia show up in the news was very funny to me.
Yeah, I really love it. It's a way to get back at them. I don't know. We're not going to get it through reformation or anything like that. There's not going to be any changes to the laws to benefit us, but if we can get together, I don't have the money. I don't have any money to throw on this. There was no way I could get anything together to do this. I'm
doing $100.
I'm way over. You want to do $100?
I thought about doing $100. Yeah,
right.
Just to put it in there if I thought I could make money, but as I said, I don't really fucking know what it is.
I would lose the money. What would happen? It's like when you sign up for online casinos and then they say you have to wait 14 days to get your money out, and so you pay you bet 100, and then you win 200 and you're like, all right, cash out. All I got to do is wait 14 days. And then on day 12, you're like, well, I could take some of that money and maybe make it more money. And then by the end of 14 days, all the money's gone. And that's exactly what I would be doing with stocks.
Yes. So that's what happened, huh? Like, so basically they are because I was having trouble figuring out how they were taking these hedge funds out.
Yeah,
like
so
how they were getting rid of or bankrupting hedge funds.
Right. So there's a way to make stocks where like you buy a stock and you say, I think this company is going to be worth 10 times the amount in 30 years, and you get money. You can also bet against it that the company is going to lose money, is not going to do well. And that's where these hedge funds get all of their money, off the demise of, GameStop is something that, like, I mean, we all complain about it. They need better trade prices for sure. But I think that most people enjoyed having a GameStop to go to. I don't want to live completely online. I go to a local play it trade it shop though, because they still have Wii games and like GameCube games. So I'm not a GameStop.
GameStop doesn't have any Wii games at all.
They did this to Toys R Us. They did this to like every Sears, like every fucking brand you can think of. They have made billions of dollars on tanking them, and this is the first time that there was someone found a loophole that was enough people exploited to bash back at them. Like it's absolutely wonderful. I don't think the Wall Street Bets people are like comrades or anything, but I applaud their fight.
It's funny.
I applaud the effort, and the right kind of people lost.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, like, I don't pretend to understand what Wall Street Bets is or what they're trying to do, but it is very funny that an online forum is bankrupting hedge fund.
Well, it's kind of it's democratic in a way, in the way that like media and all the other things that have become democratized over the last few years, in that the stock market kind of decides how your company's going to do. So if they decided that GameStop was going down, everybody's going to start saying like, oh yeah, don't fuck with GameStop, don't fuck with GameStop. They're going to start telling everybody it's a dead franchise, it's not worth investing, all that stuff, because they're going to make billions of dollars when it goes down. It's none of it is based on any sort of reality. It's just the money that's in play at the time,
Well, GameStops do have a Blockbuster Video vibe when you go into them now.
Sure.
I was in one recently and was like, yeesh, this is going away. Like when Blockbuster started like selling other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
GameStop is like selling Funko Pops and fucking keychains and shit.
Yeah, the last thing I regret not buying from a GameStop was they had Deadpool Nerf guns. Nerf Rival, the little hard ball, not the dart. They had a 2-pack for like 50% off during Christmas, and that's something I wish I would have got.
Yes, absolutely. So that is the stocks. I mean, like I said, I really couldn't figure it out. And I also was like, I don't know. I don't want to have the wrong opinion on this. You know what I mean? Because I don't actually know anything about the stock market or GameStop or Reddit. It's like an intersection of two things I don't quite understand. And that's Reddit and stocks. Those are the two things I don't get.
Two untouched territories.
Yeah, roulette would probably be something that I know about. I like playing roulette. I guess that's my version of the stock market.
Sure.
I want to bet on wrestling, pro wrestling. That's kind of the same thing.
I don't think that sounds like a unicorn to me.
No, you can bet on the Royal Rumble.
Who would ever bet on pro wrestling? Why would you ever take that bet?
I don't know, but they let you bet on the order people come in on the Royal Rumble, I think. But I'm not.
You're right. I found the one. This is the one that lets you bet on F1 too. I'm gonna see if we can get I want to get a referral code for this, but if I want to get in on this sports book here.
Yeah. You're gonna bet on the Royal Rumble?
No, I'm gonna bet on racing. They have Formula One on here too, but I found a site that does have the Royal Rumble bets right now. I'm looking at them.
Yeah, they'll do like Royal Rumble. They'll do like WrestleMania. They do like the big shows. They don't like do every show.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. I want to bet on that because I feel like I love watching wrestling, so I can sit down and watch wrestling and have money going on it. Which if I made money, that would be great. If I lost it, that would make me mad. Which are two feelings that I enjoy having: mad and happy.
Yeah, I just figured that they wouldn't let you bet on wrestling because the kind of people involved in wrestling would put in bets as soon as they knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with wrestling being such a carny sport.
They cut him off before the show though, so I think that probably helps cut down on that.
So they can't change it. You know what I mean? They can't change it in the show. Or I guess they can. I guess
Goldberg
it's like
back?
Betting on a movie.
Is Goldberg back?
Goldberg is wrestling Drew McIntyre.
Good Lord.
I like Goldberg. I mean, he's fun. I like all of his recent matches except for that one.
He killed wrestling, didn't he?
No, he didn't kill wrestling.
Yeah, he was an awful
man. Killed wrestling.
He didn't do anything good though. He just ruined everybody and just did that dumb tackle. He wasn't even good at wrestling, and they let him win too much.
That's true. They did let him win a lot, but at some point they could have beat him with somebody good. Let's pivot into something that we've been meaning to get to for the past few weeks, and that is doitwithoutdues.com.
Lots of people sending this to us.
Yes. Well, we've been trying to get to it, right? Like, there's been a few. I felt that YouTube was very important to me.
Oh, that was a great show.
I had it.
One of our English fans said it was a real cracker.
Yeah,
that was a real cracker.
Mate, come on! I listened to it at the Tesco. I can't do it.
I don't know where they're from. Somewhere over there. They call us the C word and say everything is a cracker.
That's cool.
Well, there's a couple of them now, actually. I get a bunch of DMs at like 5 or 6 in the morning on the Street Fight account. From our across the pond listeners.
I like that. I am looking at Do It Without Dues. They teach you a few things. Let me check something. Is my camera off? It's back on. Right?
Yeah, it was off, but I see you now.
Okay, yeah. So, Brett, doitwithoutdues.com is a website by Amazon, I guess?
Yes, from what I've heard.
They started the site, and it gives you the facts, okay? Here's 10 union facts and frequently asked questions. And this is Amazon saying this. I'm just going to let you know. We want to make sure you and everyone in our BHM1 family knows all they can about unions.
Family. First of all, we're not a family. We're not a union. We're a family. You know, we're blood here. You don't have to. This isn't a civil union. No. This isn't paperwork. This is in our bones.
This is real. This is fucking as real as your wife, okay?
This is something real, okay? I'm pledging my life to you. I'm going to pay for you to have food and housing security, okay? I fucking love you. I'm your dad. I'm Amazon.
So, here are some answers to the most...
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh. Hello, Brian. Oh, is it Brian that's gone? Can do all my other folks? Can you hear me? All right. I think maybe we lost Brian here. He's back.
Each other?
I think he's back.
I'm back. We're both back.
You freezed-did.
I did?
Yeah, you went froze.
Okay, well, I'm back now.
So icy from your head to toe.
Yeah. Okay, so who pays for a union, Brett? Do you know who pays for a union?
I figured my mom and dad would pay for it for me.
The father of the bride pays for that.
The father of the bride as a dowry pays the union dues.
Yes, you do, Brett.
What?
Do.
I do?
Says. Yep.
Wait, I have to pay to make more money? That sounds like a pyramid scheme.
That is true.
I have to pay $15 a month, and all I get out of it is guaranteed health care with vision and dental?
Yeah, it says a union is a business, which that is a whole... I don't know who came up with that, but they're probably raking in the dough.
Oh, yeah.
Saying a union is a business, because we heard that on the Walmart video. I've read that on several other union pages or anti-union pages. Hey, a union's a business, okay? They sell merch.
Imagine the Union Busters Con. Late night, everybody's on like a rooftop infinity pool, and someone gestures. They're like, Mark's the guy that came up with unions are a business. And someone's like, get out. Are you serious? And he like bashfully looks up and says, yeah, it was me.
Everybody, did you all? And then everybody pulls out their phone on the notes app and writes it down and takes it back to their union busting firm. After the con, they go back to their firm and they're like, Terry at the union busting convention was saying a union is a business. And then their boss like chomps on a cigar and he's like, God damn it, son, you got it. That's how we'll defeat him.
Yeah.
You hear that everywhere.
Yeah. Once again, like I frequent businesses that I get something from, and if I have to go to work for 8 hours a day and sometimes mandatory overtime, I'll pay for a business to yell at my boss to get me more money. No problem. I'll get rid of HBO Max. I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it. I'll get rid of HBO Max to pay for my union dues.
That is funny. It's like, are you saying that people shouldn't frequent a business? Like Amazon's also a business. Is that wrong? Is a business wrong?
Yeah, it's a weird reverse. They're kind of like, hey, what are you gonna do? It's like they basically turned it into one of those scenarios where someone you love has been cloned and you have to figure out which one you're gonna kill. And they're like, hey, we're both businesses here. And then you're like, oh no, who should I go? Where do I choose? You're both businesses. I hate businesses. What do? I hate business.
You know what's unscrupulous? Business. You know what you? A business. Not a family. It's not a fucking family.
It's not a family.
It's a business. Number 2, will a union provide more job security? No. A union cannot create job security or guarantee you will not lose your job. When we work together to improve our business and provide service to our customers, more business is generated, meaning more job security for everyone.
No.
Now, let me go to a little point. When we work together to improve our business, who else works together to improve a business?
This is also just, I don't know who this would work on, because these are also the places that every single quarter they're like, guys, we did it. We hit our quarterly numbers and it was all because of you. We were up 10% this quarter. And they do all that stuff, but you don't get more money. The business, whenever the business was doing good, I never got any money out of it. Maybe I got a party sub or something.
Yeah, you either get like a pizza or a breakfast or a frisbee
that says the name of the company on it or something like that.
Candy bar, a regular T-shirt.
You never get cut in on that money.
No, never. They never said, fuck, we made $10 million because of you, dog. Here you go. Let me break you off 1,000.
Yes. Number 3, will a union provide better wages and benefits? Now, come on.
This is why you're scared of them. You better you better at least be honest with this so that you can tell us why that's a bad idea.
A union cannot guarantee better wages and benefits. With union negotiations, you could end up with more the same or less than what you make today. That's not going to happen. I think with union negotiations, chances are you're not going to end with less than what you make.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I think that Amazon workers have a lot of fucking power.
So each one of these also has a thing that says ask the union. These are questions you got to ask the union. And on the first one, it says ask them how much monthly dues are. And
Jesus.
Number two,
they really are hammering that home. They think people are just going to be like, it's not worth it. Why would you pay $10.49 a month to make $1,000 more a month?
Ask the union. Here, let's ask the union this question. Can the union guarantee I won't lose my job? If so, will you put it in writing? Nobody can fucking guarantee that.
They do have a better process.
You should be able. Why don't you ask Amazon if they can guarantee that you won't lose your job? And if so, will they put it in writing?
True.
Right? Will you guarantee in writing higher wages and better benefits? What do you think I deserve is another question for the union. So, that is actually a good question, although the guarantee it in writing part is so weird because you don't ask Amazon to guarantee anything in writing. They don't guarantee shit, Number 4 on here is, can we try a union out and get rid of it later?
Oh no.
That is not a real question.
That's a good one though, because they're seeding some people with that thought. Where they're like, I'd sign the card if we could only had to do it for 3 months and then we got to decide again later,
That's true. And their answer to that question is getting rid of a union, which is known as decertification, is a long and complicated process.
Oh, no.
And the law prohibits Amazon from helping you get rid of the union once they're in.
You're
Amazon
on your own.
would be on your side, Amazon would have been on your side in this case, but they can't even do it. The law says they can't help you. And, Amazon just wants to help you. That's why they gave you that water bottle to piss in, because you're not allowed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what they're telling you, to stop worrying about this stuff. And they're looking out for you. They want you. You're getting all these crazy ideas in your head. You think your life is going to change just because you're working at Amazon. It's not. No. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Yeah. Number 5. Do I have to talk to the union representative? Which is, you don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah. I understand. I think that the union should respect non-talkative people that want to avoid all interactions. I respect that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. If I'm being honest, I don't think I would want to talk to the union representative, but I would vote for the union.
Yeah.
Like, I want a union.
I'll give you $20.
I just don't. I don't want to have a conversation with somebody. Number 6. Do I have to vote for the union if I signed a card? No. What? That is such another dumb question, but that is something that puts a question in doubt in people's head. Amazon is like seeding these ideas.
This is good. I mean, I have to say, this is not in a, they're doing a really good job of making it seem like they are concerned for you. Like, well, hold on a second, before you do this, think about it, and then like, geez Louise, you signed a card? Well, I hope that doesn't mean you have to vote for him. I mean, I'd hate to be forced to vote for somebody. Is that someone you'd call family, Well,
Walmart tried that too, right? Walmart tried the thing about, like, your signature means a lot.
Right.
Well, your signature is more important than your fingerprint.
Right.
Or your birthday. Or pretty much anything in your life. So their answer to that is no. It's your right to choose whether to vote for or against the union, even if you signed a card. It is illegal for anyone, including a union, to threaten, intimidate, or coerce you into doing something you don't want to do. I know that's wrong. A secret ballot election will decide the outcome, and it's important for everyone to vote. What their tactic is, though, is they're making it an in-person vote. They won't do a remote vote for this because they know that people don't want to go in because of COVID. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're also not mentioning that some of this stuff is like some of the reasons the union stuff is so active is because of COVID. They're not safe. They don't have good COVID protocols.
Right.
Like, I don't work at Amazon, but I mean, the stuff that I've heard, just read on the internet about it has been pretty bad, and they're working more hours than ever. They're busier than ever. Also, when it comes to wages, the company's making more money than ever too. You know,
oh, for
it's
sure.
like they're like doing really well money wise, and they could afford. This union shouldn't even be a fucking threat to them. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even be a threat to a company as big as fucking Amazon. Like, who cares? You know?
Right.
You're just if making a site that's called Do It Without Dues, which, by the way, people started sending this to me like as it came out, and all of them, I thought for a while I thought it said Do It Without Dudes, and I was like, well, I like, you know, dudes aren't bad.
Sure. Dudes have been bad. And
I didn't.
you have to acknowledge that not all dudes rock.
Yeah. Some dudes are bad, but I don't want to do it without them. I like dudes. I like being around my dudes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
What if I have a problem? Who do I talk to? That's number 7.
I mean, the thing about, they have nothing else to offer except for doubt. And that's what's so great about their position is that they don't have to say, like, they're not even doing the, like, we give you a one-on-one relationship with HR, we're here for you, any of that. They're just kind of saying, like, this just sounds dicey to me. Like, they're just like your grandma. They're just your grandma that's, like, covering her mouth and shaking her head as soon as you start talking about going downtown for a concert.
Yeah, their answer is if a union gets in and you have a problem, the union will decide whether to bring the issue to management.
Okay.
Which is like, okay.
But I trust the union. Yeah, I fucking hate management. We complain about them all goddamn day, and everyone at the smoke hut agrees with me. So if they're my union, that's who I want to be making the decision.
Yeah.
When I'm at go ahead.
No, the ask the union question is, how will the union guarantee that my issues will be heard and addressed? Again, they keep putting the word guarantee in there, like Amazon offers you any guarantees.
Well, also
that aren't like mandated by law.
Yeah, and Alexander from Minion Death Cult works for UPS and is in a union. He explained to us that, like, he gets to file grievances whenever he wants. Like, if anything happens that he doesn't like at work, he just keeps it moving and he does his job. And at the end of the day, he goes in and says, the boss told me to work when I was on break. You know, the boss told me to do something I wasn't supposed to do. And he gets fucking money for it. That's way better. That's way better than going to HR and trying to say the right thing without them getting me fired. Like, I feel like whenever I go to HR, I've got a 2-week time clock ticking on my head. Like, I'm out the door. As soon as I voice my concerns, they're finding a replacement. All of a sudden, some other guy shows up that looks exactly like me, and it's like, "Hey, we's the new hire," and it's like, "What's going on?" "No, nothing, man. We just love you so much. We wanted 2 of you." Bullshit. 2 weeks, I'm out the door.
Can we train you? Can you train?
Can you teach him everything you know in the next 13 days?
We like the way you work. We just don't like you personally. Like, we want to get rid of you. But we like the way you do things. You just ask a lot of questions that we don't like and that we're uncomfortable with.
You think too much. You added up all the money that you've made the company and then deducted the costs and pointed out the difference with your wages. You can't do that.
Number 8, will a union provide a safety and appeals committee? I mean, probably. That's what the grievance thing is, you know? And they answer, Amazon already has an associate safety committee and an appeals process. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars per year in union dues in order to get what you already have. By the way, hundreds of dollars a year, a couple $100 a year, because they don't actually know what the dues are on this thing, right? And even if it's $500 a year, it's like, that is so fucking worth it. You know?
Oh, yeah. absolutely.
And I think that's the number they're going with is $500 a year. And it's like, I'd pay $500 a year to have all of this stuff in place for me, you know?
Yeah. And to clear it up, there was somebody in the chat that said some unions are bad, and I would rather be in a bad union than none at all. Like I'm like, I've dealt with employers. That's why I don't work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree that there are unions that I don't love, but, yeah, a bad union is still a union, you know. I've only worked a union job once, and that was at a grocery store, and it would have been nice if they would have stuck up for me when I got fired, but I don't really care. I probably could have filed a grievance of some sort. I just didn't, you know, kind of know what was going on. But some unions are bad. It's like, but, you know, this could be a good one. This one isn't even started yet, so I'm not going to argue that it's bad. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Will the union okay, so number 9, will I have to go on strike? That's a fine question. A strike is called when the union decides to do so. If a union calls a strike, they expect that you will not go to work, even if you need to keep working to earn money to pay your bills. Unions may even issue fines to employees who try to continue to work. Scabs. You know what I mean? And they say, ask the union, what fines or penalties will I have to face if I cross a picket line? You fucking big rock in your face, motherfucker.
D batteries thrown at your neck.
Yeah. Busted fucking windshield.
Someone will scratch you with really dirty nails.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing is like they do bring up strikes quite a bit. Which is a general. First of all, strikes don't happen very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is so non-existent. This stuff is all watered down, anyways. It's all fucking suit bullshit these days. You can't take a big wrench and get what you want anymore.
No, you can put a bomb in the back of a truck and get what you want.
Right.
Number 10, if the union calls a strike, will I get paid? Nobody is asking that question, but it is a question. And their ask the union part of that one is, do union bosses continue to get paid while I'm unpaid on strike? That is a brutal one. That's a tough one. That's
called a reverse fat cat, maybe? Is that what that argument is called? The reverse fat cat? Oh, you thought you were coming after us, and you've been enriching your union owners instead.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope this happens. I hope this
they need
election, to. Yeah, I hope they unionize. That would make me feel really great. And Do It Without Dues also has 5 things that happen in a union negotiation, which we've been actually learning about on the call-in show for people that don't know.
True.
People have been calling in and kind of telling us what the negotiations are. And I like this answer. Can a union guarantee that it will get us better hours, wages, and benefits? No, the union can't make guarantees. Everything is subject to negotiation. Only Amazon can make commitments about your hours, wages, and benefits, regardless of what the union might promise.
Oh.
That is putting you in your place. Right?
Yeah.
They're letting you know, like, they can't guarantee shit, and we ain't planning on giving you anything.
Tell them
we could if we wanted to.
Tell them what you want. You're in my house. Yeah, the thing is though is that if Amazon is not going to advocate for the worker. You're not. I don't need a guarantee from the union that they're going to try to do better for me. But if someone is on the case, that feels better to me than leaving it up to Amazon, because I don't think they're going to come to the conclusion that I deserve more for all that I do.
Yeah, they haven't actually been good. The thing about it is, like, you know, I've met a lot of company people, you know, and I'm sure there are a lot at Amazon. I mean, these union drives are hard fought, by the way, you know, and like, who knows if they're going to win. I will say this. I don't think that people that work in the warehouse are going to this website. I just
Yeah.
I think people going to doitwithoutdues.com are just people like us, that are looking at it. I don't know, if maybe they printed these off and handed them out at work. Are they allowed to even do that? I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I imagine. You're right. I don't know the laws about it, but I'm guessing that Amazon can send this around in an email, and I'm sure a lot of people perused it. There's people that like to read technical stuff.
Yeah, and also it's the way they talk. So one of these questions says, "What if Amazon says no to the union's demands?" And it says the decision's up to the union. The union could call for a strike in an effort to get their demands met. So they are really taking a hard line. We're not gonna how long does it take to negotiate a union contract? There's no time limit to reach a union contract, is what they're saying. So they are really kind of saying we're not gonna make this easy for you. If you start a union, we're gonna make this very difficult.
I don't think it doesn't even feel that forceful to me. It just sounds so. You just assume that. And I think that's what the point is. It's so open-ended that the only thing you can assume is, that means we're going to drag this on forever.
Yeah. So they told them their awards, their Amazon Total Rewards package, which is what they call their benefits. Which is kind of that sounds like a loyalty card at a grocery store or something.
Yeah.
What is your Amazon Total Rewards package?
Sounds like my Capital One points to trade in to get a room in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. During collective bargaining, everything is on the table for negotiation, including your Amazon Total Rewards package. Here's what you already get without paying dues. Know what's at stake, and that's just their total rewards package. They talk. I mean, I don't know what this union is for, right? If it's the warehouse, I imagine they're going to do a lot better with a union.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's just my guess.
I do have some good news.
Okay, what's the good news?
So Delicious, they make the coconut ice cream stuff.
Yes.
Their workers in their facility in Oregon voted to join a union, and they're just going to let them do it.
That's nice. I mean, that is the way to do it,
Yeah, So Delicious Dairy Free in Springfield, Oregon, a unit of 107 workers joined the Teamsters Local 206. How they did it is rare. In an era when most companies hire union busters, So Delicious voluntarily recognized the union after letting workers make their decision on the union without interference.
Somebody working there, they had more of a me type person making the decision where it's just whatever.
Somebody was like, if they want to.
I don't want to fucking argue.
Go for it.
That's what I really think about the Amazon thing too. It's like Amazon's making so much fucking money. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, if I was running Amazon, I'd be like, who fucking let them start a union? Whatever. What skin is it off of my back?
Right.
I don't know. I don't get what the problem is when you're in the amount of profits that some of these companies are getting, where it's just like, who cares? Well, what? We'll lose some money. We're not going to have to pay them $1,000 an hour. So that's out of the window.
It's going to cost a little bit more to make all this money, basically.
Yeah, and that's fine. And the workers aren't going to be miserable. Well,
No, they will.
I'm miserable. I was miserable when I was working, and no matter what I was doing,
Sure.
Well, that is the first quarantine remote show. I don't know what's going with the call-in show this week. We can't make any guarantees, but we will stream at the very least. We'll be able to. Maybe we'll do a Q&A, Brett.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we did we'll have to talk to Jason and see what's up. But
we might be able to do the call-in show remote. Is the thing?
I think so.
So that might happen. But thanks for listening. It's been fun. It's weird doing it in my pajamas, but it's weird to street fight in my pajamas.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. You got to have sturdy pants on.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We'll be back on Sunday. Find us online at all the usual places. Support us in what we do at patreon.com/Street Fight Radio. We just put up the D&D character creation. So that's on there right now. Tomorrow night we're going to fill out the rest of our stories, figure out what our armor and fucking clothes and shit look like, I guess, our backstories. That's all gonna be developed tomorrow night. That will show up on the Patreon bonus feed as well. And then we are going to do the live stream sometime in February, I'm guessing, probably the end of February. We're going to begin our campaign and try to keep it going once a month. Street Fight D&D in Rapid City with Icy Jake and Tasha. So get ready for that. It's coming.
I'm gonna have a 50 caliber handgun. My character.
Okay. Smart.
So that's just something.
That's an intense grip strength.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's very strong character.
We'll see you on Sunday. Peace.
Bye. Brett, you got to turn it off from the computer.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, from the main computer, you got to stop the stream. But